Everybody, it's Echelon and welcome to Echelon for August. We have Jameson Savage Natural Processed Geisha from Panama. Jameson Savage, some of you who got in here a little bit late for 1 month, I don't remember which month it was, have already experienced some Jameson Savage because it was the for the regular Echelon subscribers, we had a lot purchased, and then as we had additional people subscribe, we had to pass it up, and we added a Jameson Savage coffee that we had for competition. So this is what he calls symmetry, which is a type of carbonic natural processing. So we have whole natural cherries picked at around 28 to super high 26 bricks and put in these sealed containers, pumped full of CO2 as it ferments naturally. That CO2 and the continued fermentation of the geisha continues to produce CO2 and macerate those cherries, breaking them apart, making kind of a jelly in the tanks. Really, really cool. I really love coffees from Jameson Savage. I've had really crisp, vibrant washed coffees, and I've had these really exciting anaerobic natural coffees and even anaerobic washed coffees. So super excited to finally share a Jameson Savage coffee with you all. We're going to be brewing 3 total pours. We need 20 grams of coffee. This is going to be ground on 4H. From those of us in the South, we're familiar with 4H Club, and but this coffee is a little bit, well, I guess not too far removed from the farm. I know Jameson's got some goats and stuff out there, but 20 grams of coffee ground at 4H and 300 grams of water set to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is probably, because I enjoyed this coffee so much, I spent a little bit of extra time and therefore coffee dialing this in. So I messed with a lot of different recipes before I came into what this one is now. Tighter ratios than this produced vibrant cups, but lacked the florals and complexity that I wanted, while higher ratio cups tended to push that extraction no matter what I did, and we incorporated this unpleasant bitter and dryness to the cup that I couldn't get rid of. 1 to 15 was the ideal ratio for this coffee, and let's get brewing. I already wet my paper filter in here. I let my dripper reduce to room temperature, so you don't have to watch me wet a paper filter. And 3 total pours. So I'm gonna have a bloom up to 50. At 20 seconds, I'm gonna pour all the way up to 150 total. And then at 1 minute 30, we'll finish off at 300 grams total. So pretty straightforward brew. After that bloom, a little swirl of the brewer to make sure we saturate everything. And let's get going. We'll start that timer. Light here for the bloom. A little swirl. And then at 20 seconds, pretty heavy. Slowly move my way to the outside. Touch all the coffee. There we go. And now I'm gonna let this rest. In 1 minute 30, we'll finish this off. Hit it heavy, bring this all the way up to 300 grams. It's a really light roast coffee. You're gonna notice this when you get those beans, and then when you grind them, it's really light. However, I was really surprised by the solubility of this coffee. Part of that comes from, it's a geisha. It's not the highest grown. We're sitting at around 1,800 meters above sea level. But this carbonic maceration process, what this does, it's been scientifically proven by, Zurich University, their coffee center, as well as UC Davis, that carbonic maceration infuses more of these aromatic compounds into the seed. So when you roast it and therefore brew it, we receive more aroma and therefore we experience more flavor. So it's very soluble. This extended fermentation breaks things down. We get a really great cup here. I can smell the barbecue joint just a few blocks down. Getting a little bit of smoke in here as well as these great aromatics. Also, sorry y'all, I forgot to mention, I'm still using an MK dripper. It does look a little bit different. We've had some unfortunate mishaps in our lab, and I need to. This is my one from home. So, if you are ever curious about finding yourself different colored MK drippers, we do regular drops about each quarter, and also MK Ceramics as well has an even wider variety of these drippers. Yeah, we poured a 300. I expect this to drain at or around 3 minutes, so it's pretty quick versus all of our other brews. And that again is just lending itself to the solubility of this coffee. It's just really impressive how we were able to roast this so light and have it still drain so fast and be so soluble. I've really enjoyed this coffee. Welcome to Arkansas, y'all. I talked a little bit about how the different ratios affected the cup. It was just a little bit too strong and savory when the ratio was tighter. I did a huge range of grind sizes. I even did a brew with this all the way fine and a brew all the way coarse, just so I can get that full spectrum of like when this coffee is all the way on this coarse side and when it's all the way here on this fine side, and worked my way, finalizing myself down into this exact setting. It's just the ideal extraction percentage. It was the ideal texture balance. Really like this. You don't need to dilute this cup. We're gonna get these really fun notes. We're gonna find lychee, which I think of as floral grape. It's really grape heavy. We're gonna have a little bit of green grape as well as golden raisin. It's a really nice sweetness. I found this to be somewhat tropical as well. Wow, super aromatic. Yeah, it's really nice. It's like candy here up front. Oh my goodness. This coffee's really, really good. I think you're really, really gonna enjoy it. I know I keep saying really, really, but you know, it's just that good. Ah, that floral honeysuckle. That's the note Dakota put on there. I think that's really apt. I don't even want to wait for this coffee to cool down. I just want to drink all of it right now. But we'll wait for it for just a minute. Everything was actually sitting room temperature, so mine's actually cooling off pretty quickly. I'm sure our little range of moisture and rain has helped it a little bit. As this cools to that ideal temperature in the ember, it's going to brighten a little bit. More of that lychee, more of that grape. That was great. I'm going to have a hard time sharing this with Jason behind the camera, but I'll let him get some, maybe just a little bit, just a bit. So I really hope you enjoy this coffee. I really love it. Jameson Savage is a friend. I enjoyed seeing him at events, and I was super excited that this was the first year that we got to carry some of his coffees. So really happy to share it with you. Cheers and enjoy.